was really into 90s sitcoms for a while, and the one I really got into first was Full House. Full House is a really interesting show because it's so innocent, so sweet, and so wholesome, and for some reason had a bit of a backlash. I don't know if it's because it was so popular, but it's odd to me because so many people complain about how television is violent and depressing and crazy. And then critics, according to my knowledge, didn't like this show. I thought, humanity's never going to be pleased. I think of Full House, it's also interesting because Full House shares some similarities with the Brady Bunch in that you get this blended family coming together and dealing with small everyday moments. Also, most of the guys are dark-haired, most of the girls are blonde. That's something I noticed in a lot of media, whereas male protagonists are usually brown-haired, and female protagonists, I see this a lot in animation especially, tend to be either blonde or redhead. I wonder why. I'm seeing that a lot. And I just realized that here too, with both Brady Bunch and Full House are like that. I wonder why that is. It's so strange. Full House is an interesting show because it does deal with small everyday moments. I think the big thing about it is that it is this big blended family. It's coming together and raising these kids. And you get these very different personalities coming together. You get Danny, Jesse, Joey. They're very different guys. And the young daughters, DJ, Stephanie, Michelle, they're very different. And it's kind of funny, yeah, you get the dead mother trope, which, again, so many dead mothers, that happens in so many fairy tales. I wonder why that is. And here you deal with that. Loss of a parent seems to be, you can't really talk about death or murder on kid shows, but it's not often. But dead moms, I guess, is okay. And then you get the occasional dead dad, such as Lion King. Apologies for any traumatic memories that spring up as a result of me mentioning it. Yeah, death. Shows have been a lot of kid shows. Isn't that weird? I'm not talking enough about Full House. I actually really, really like the show, and I do like the familiarity of it. I liked the characters. I like that you get age differences. You could get a lot of different stories based on who these characters were because of the men's personalities based on Danny, Jesse, or Joey, but you also get DJ, Stephanie, Michelle. They're at different ages. It's not just adults and kids, it's kids at different stages. You could get really young kids through Michelle and more teen-tween issues with Stephanie, DJ. So that's really, really cool to see. I did like Michelle the most as a kid. I thought she tended to get the best lines, and Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen had a natural charisma. I thought they were really sweet, and they were funny. Of the adults, I liked Aunt Becky a lot. I also liked Uncle Jesse. They were just this cute, sweet couple. And I guess by 80s standards, Becky being a dark-haired woman counts as diversity. The 80s were an interesting time. Even Tina Fey in her memoir said something along those lines. She said, I remember when this country was so white, brown-haired white women were considered exotic. Yeah, when people point it out, it's something I do notice. It's something clearly other people noticed. I'm not going to harp on that too much. But Full House did get to venture out of the neighborhood. You get to see, I remember there was the episode where they went to Disneyland, so that was a cool episode. They got to go on location sometimes. It was a cool location. That the show, I believe, took place in San Francisco, so they got to go on location sometimes. That was a lot of fun to see. I like these small everyday moments that they had. It's nice. It's a nice variety. You get a lot of, it's nice to have these slice of life shows in addition to all these big crazy action shows. It didn't have a gimmick like Alf, or where you have the puppet, or they weren't aliens like Third Rock from the Sun. It was this normal blended family. I think the draw was this atypical family, and they had a lot of characters. but you feel like they were all working together. The chemistry of the actors felt very, very genuine. And I think, especially in crazy times like this, it's nice to see something really wholesome. I think I have not seen the reboot. I don't know what it's like. And Full House was never a particularly edgy show. They did tackle social issues. I do think other shows have done it better. I think for the time, though, like the episode where one of Stephanie's classmates' dad is abusing him, I think for the time that was handled very, very well. Or anytime they deal with, hey, they don't have a mother figure, and even before Aunt Becky comes in, the dad's really got to step in and do that. I think even just by showing it, they do talk about it a lot, but just by showing it, they can show, hey, look, you don't have to be this nuclear family in order to survive and have a good family life, to have a good stable life. I think that was a big draw of it. I think that's what a big draw of the Brady Bunch was, too. But granted, don't quote me on that. I have no clue what other people see in this. It's also interesting to hear the behind the scenes. The behind the scenes of Full House have definitely become a legacy in their own, considering how intense it was and how you get a lot of dark, tragic backstories, and to the point where BoJack Horseman clearly uses it as so much of a foundation for some of these harsher realities. If you haven't seen BoJack Horseman, I do recommend checking it out. That's going to be a dual review, I guess. But even annoying characters like Kimmy Gibbler, I find there's a charm to it. There's this really sweet, wholesome charm to Full House that has really stayed the test of time. I have not seen the reboot, as I've mentioned. But I think of Full House and I think, yeah, you know what? That's nice. I'm glad that exists.